At the end of 2025, we made some predictions for the year 2026. We picked 8 companies that we thought would have a fantastic year. Those companies were Amazon, Meta, Mu, which is Micron, NVIDIA, Core Mining, Johnson & Johnson, AO Smith, and EXEL. So we wanted to compare the Innerflame Finance methodology for picking and valuing stocks to the S&P 500. So what we're going to do in this video is check in. We're about halfway done with 2026. We're going to see how the Innerflame Finance methodology works when compared to the rest of the market. So if instead of buying these companies, you instead put $100,000 into the S&P 500, you bought VU, then you would have bought VU at $631 per share. They are currently $689 per share. So your 158.5 shares of VU would currently be worth $109,247. So you've made over a $9,000 profit. You're up 9.2%, which is not too bad for just half a year of growth in the stock market. So what if you wanted to invest $100,000 among these 8 different companies and you wanted to distribute it based on the market cap of these companies? So for Amazon, based on its market cap, you would have put 25.8% of the $100,000 into Amazon. That would have been over $25,000. You would have purchased over 111 shares of Amazon. And currently, those shares would now be worth over $27,000. So you made almost $1,600 in profit. That's a 6.2% return on your capital. Meta, not as good of a story. So you'd be down 12.8%. You would have invested over $17,000 into Meta, and that today would be worth $15,000. Now, MU was one of the big winners. However, if based on market cap at the time we were to put money into MU, it would have only gotten 3.4% of our money. So you would have invested $3,370, and that would have ballooned up to over $13,000. That is almost a 300% return on your capital. Now, NVIDIA at the time was by far the biggest market cap at 48%. You would have invested over $47,000 into NVIDIA, buying 254 shares, and that today would be worth $53,566. So almost 12% return on your money in just half a year. Core Mining also down, but based on market cap, only 0.1% of our money would have gone toward that company. So just $122 out of $100,000. You would have purchased 678 shares, and that would only be worth $116 now. So you would have lost only $6. We would have put 5.2% or $5,200 into Johnson & Johnson, and today those 25 shares would be worth over $5,700. AO Smith would also be another very small investment based on market cap, just getting 0.1%. So we would have invested $98 at the start of this year, and that $98 would now be worth $87, down 11.1%. And finally, EXEL, market cap also very small. 0.1% of our money would have gone into this company. We would have invested $123, and that would have grown to $146, up 18.2% over the year. So if you were to invest your money based on market cap, you'd be up 15.5%, which beats the market. So when based on market cap, we are beating the market with these 8 picks. So what if we took an equal weight approach to these 8 different companies? What if we took $100,000 and divvied it up across these 8 companies equally? Every single company would have gotten $12,500. We would have purchased different amounts of shares, and we can see what those shares would be worth today. Meta is down, CDE is down, AO Smith is down, but everything else is up. And NVIDIA and Micron would have gotten substantially more money, $12,500, and that would today be worth almost $50,000. And so since a bigger portion of our money would be going to Micron, that almost 300% growth over the past 6 months would be that much greater, felt that much more impactfully in our portfolio. And so you can see that the end result of that is a 39% increase over the past half year. So we are outperforming the market, and we are outperforming the market cap based allocation of our capital that we saw earlier. So 39%, very nice. But if you follow our channel, what you know is that we don't just base things off of market cap. We don't just base things off of equal weight. We give more money to companies that we have more conviction in, and we give more money to companies that have higher scores and bigger margins of safety when it comes to intrinsic values. And so we did not have a lot of conviction into Amazon. That would have only gotten 5% of our money at the start of this year. That's $5,000. Now that has grown 6%. That would now be worth $5,300. But as you know, there are bigger growers in this portfolio. Meta, also a company that we did not have a lot of conviction in, and thankfully we didn't, because that is down almost 13% over the past half year. Only 3% of our money would have gone to Meta. That would have been $3,000, now worth $2,612. But we did have a lot of conviction in MU Micron. We put 14% of our capital based on the Innerflame Finance weighting. 14%, that's $14,000, now worth well over $55,000. So we can feel that 293% growth much more impactfully. And we had a lot of conviction in NVIDIA. 16% in this allocation would have gone to NVIDIA. That's $16,000, now worth almost $18,000, that 11.9%, really helping our overall return in this investment scheme. Now, CDE was a company, core mining. This is something that we did have conviction in. 10% of our allocation would have gone into this company. That's $10,000, now worth just $9,500, down 4.9%. Now, we had the same amount of conviction in Johnson & Johnson that we did NVIDIA. Both got $16,000. Both up about 11 or 12%. Johnson & Johnson up 10.9% over the past year. That $16,000 would now be worth $17,700 plus. Unfortunately, we had a lot of conviction in AO Smith in the past half year. That 17% of our money, $17,000, would now be worth just over $15,000. So that's an 11.1% drop in the stock price of AO Smith. But our biggest bet in terms of percentages in the Innerflame Finance weighting was EXEL H2, got 19% of our allocation, $19,000, now worth $22,463. That is an 18.2% increase in the stock price. And so overall, you see that if we did it based on our weighting system and how we score and evaluate companies, you see that we would be up 45.7% in just half a year. Yes, we had some losers, but we also had some winners, and those winners are by far outweighing the losers. Now the question is, how do we feel about these companies today? So if you're new to this channel, what we do is we score companies based on both growth and safety. We average those scores together. We get the overall combined Innerflame Finance score. For Johnson & Johnson, they had growth of 3.1, safety of negative 0.6. That gives us an average score of 1.3. Now we typically prefer to invest in companies that have Innerflame Finance scores of 5 or higher. So Johnson & Johnson would not make the cut. Johnson & Johnson is overall a buy on Wall Street. Current stock price is $230. Analysts think that it's going to go up to $253. That would be a 10% increase in the stock price over the next year. However, we are a lot more bearish, $140 per share. That means that you'd be paying a 64% premium on Johnson & Johnson. So this is a company that not only will we probably not buy after half of a year, we might even consider trimming our position because we have a lot less conviction in this company. Now, as far as a safety company goes, they do pay a 2.3% dividend and they do have a very low beta. So if there is weakness in the stock market, if the overall market does crash, Johnson & Johnson is not going to crash nearly as much. Now, Micron stock is a beast of a company. They are currently trading for well over $1,000. The average price target on Wall Street is that it is $879 within the next year. That would be a 22% drop in the stock price. However, analysts on Wall Street do say that this is a strong buy. Growth coming in very strong at 7.9, safety pretty weak at 1.5. So the overall Innerflame Finance combined score is 4.7, just under that 5 mark. But we see that we have grown 832% over the past year. If you were an early investor into MU, you have done quite well for yourself. The growth metrics are all solid. We see that their PEG ratio is just a 0.4, forward PE at a 10, profit margins at 41.5, revenue growth in the triple digits, almost 200% expected every single year for the next 5 years. Same with EPS growth, and their 5-year forward PE just at 0.6. Now, when we compute the Innerflame Finance intrinsic value, we do not use growth numbers nearly that high, mainly because that's way too optimistic. A lot of hopium baked into that stock. So we think that this is really a $900 company. That means that you would be paying a 26% premium on NMU. So probably not something that we would invest in today. Now, Amazon is an interesting case because their combined score is 5.3. So that is over that 5 threshold. Their growth is 5.0. Safety, really the only safety metric that stands out is that their price to sales is quite low at 3.5. Wall Street says that this is a strong buy. They're currently trading for $245. Average price target of $313. That would be about a 28% increase in the stock price. However, we feel that it's worth $187. That means that you would be paying a 31% premium on Amazon today. Now that comes with a catch, and the main catch is that Amazon has very low free cash flow. And one of the 2 intrinsic value calculators that we use is the free cash flow, discounted cash flow model. And so what we see here are the valuation metrics for Amazon. This is how we computed the intrinsic value. And we see that at a base, $187 per share, again, a 31% increase. But we break it down. The discounted cash flow model is only $32 per share. There's no way Amazon is getting anywhere near that in the near future. The PE multiples, $341 per share. So we see that the discounted cash flow model is way too low for a quality company like Amazon, mainly because they don't have very high free cash flow, only 91 cents per share. And so the question is, what if we kind of ignore the discounted cash flow and look more at the PE multiples? Well, you're going to get something closer to 341, maybe 320, maybe 310 or something like that, which brings it closer to the analysts' expectations on Wall Street. So you can see that Wall Streeters are not paying for their free cash flow yield at all for Amazon. Instead, they're looking at the quality of the company, the PE multiple that it commands, which historically over the past 5 years has been about a 44 multiple. Compare that to the industry at just 26. And that's why we're using a PE benchmark of about 35 for Amazon. So again, if you ignore the discounted cash flow model and you use basically the PE multiples, that brings us more in line with Wall Street expectations. And so we would probably have a pretty decent, healthy margin of safety, around 20% for Amazon. Now, core mining does come in pretty strong. Wall Street thinks that this is going to go up about 59% over the next year. Growth coming in strong at 7.0, safety a little weak at 4.3, but we've seen worse. PEG ratio at 0.5, 4 PE, single digits at 9. Revenue growth expected to be 138% every year for the next 5 years, and their 5-year forward PE just a 3.7, so getting it at a very cheap valuation based on today's prices. The PE ratio, very nice at 14, and the debt to equity at a very small 0.1. Very nice to see when it comes to safety for a mining company like this. Wall Street thinks that it's going to be $27 per share. We're a lot more bullish. We say $44 per share. That gives us a very healthy, very wide margin of safety of 61%. And for a quality company like this, having a big margin of safety just means that we can be pretty far off. It could be not near $44 per share. Maybe it's in the 30s, maybe even in the high 20s like expectations are on Wall Street, and we're still going to make money on this trade. Now, Meta has a combined score of 6.7, growth coming in at 7.3, safety at 6.1. Nothing really stands out for this company. Wall Street does think that this is an $827 stock over the next year. That would be about a 43% increase in the stock price. We think it's closer to about $664. That would be a 13% margin of safety for Meta. Now we're still very bullish on NVIDIA. Combined score also 6.7. Growth very strong at 7.9. Safety also pretty strong at 5.5. Their return on equity and invested capital, very strong. Profit margins, very healthy, 63%, and expecting to grow 45.5% on the bottom line every year for the next 5 years. Debt to equity, very low at 0.1, and the return on assets, almost 63%. Wall Street sees a 42% increase in the stock price within the next year. We think that it's actually going to go past that 299 mark into almost the 400s at 381. That gives us a 45% margin of safety. Both Wall Street and Innerflame Finance think that NVIDIA is still a strong buy. Now, A.O. Smith is a very strong safety company, almost a perfect safety score of 9.7. Their price to earnings is 16, price to sales very low at 2.2. Nice dividend yield at 2.4%, and they are buying back shares quite a bit, 3.8% buyback yield. Their free cash flow yield above that 7% mark at 7.3, also very nice for growth. And Innerflame Finance and Wall Street are basically in agreement. Wall Street says that this is going to be a $70 stock within the next year. That's an 18% increase. We think 71%, slightly better. It gives us a 16% margin of safety. Wall Street does say hold. We typically like intrinsic values to be 20% or higher. This is 16%. So this is something that even though they have a very nice score and we still have conviction in this company as a whole, perhaps the price is a little too high right now. We would maybe wait for it to come down. And finally, Excelixis. This is a company that has both very strong growth and safety metrics. The return on equity, 41%, and invested capital, 50%. Free cash flow yield, almost at that 7% mark at 6.3%. Safety numbers are very nice. Their beta is just a 0.4. Return on assets, 25%, and they are buying back shares 5.2%. Wall Street does say that this is a buy, although they do see a 5.8% drop in the stock price within the next year. We think that this company is going to go the other direction, 29% margin of safety. We would give it a $73 price tag. So just a quick favor, if you've gotten anything out of this video so far, please like this video. That really helps out the channel. Consider subscribing to this channel and hitting that notification bell so you never miss a video, so you keep coming back for more Innerflame Finance outperformance in the stock market. Now, what if we wanted to invest a hypothetical $100,000 halfway through the year into these 8 different companies? Would any of them be buys? Would they all be holds? Or would we actually start to maybe sell some of these companies? Now, just a quick reminder that nothing that we say on this channel is financial advice. We are not telling you to buy, hold, or sell anything in your portfolio. Always do your own research and always do your own due diligence. Just because we have completely crushed it in the first half of the year does not mean that that will continue on in future quarters and future years. So like I said, we like a minimum combined score of 5.0. We're going to require a minimum base margin of safety of 20%. And now that we have this dip allocation scheme built into our interactive tool here, we're going to deploy 60% of our capital. That means that each company is going to get a base amount, and companies that have higher Innerflame Finance scores and higher margins of safety would get more than that allocated amount. And we can see here that only 3 companies of these 8 qualify for buys here in mid-June of 2026. 5 would be excluded. And the ones that are excluded are A.O. Smith, Meta, Amazon, Micron, and Johnson & Johnson. We see either their combined score is less than 5 and or their base margin of safety is less than 20%. So if you look, A.O. Smith is still a pretty decent company. They have a very strong combined score of 7.1. Their base margin of safety is slightly under 20%. It's at 16%. So if this is a company that you did have conviction in, you wanted that cash flow with their very steady dividend, then this is something that you might consider. even though their margin of safety isn't quite 20%. Same goes for Meta. They have a very nice score of 6.7, 13% margin of safety. Not too terrible, something that you may want to consider easing into and hoping that that margin of safety grows over time. But you can see that in the dip allocation scheme, we would invest almost $70,000 into 3 different companies, and we would keep $30,000 on the sidelines for cash just in case there are better buying opportunities. So first up is Core Mining with their combined score of 5.7 and their very healthy margin of safety of 61%. We would allocate $27,000 plus into this company. If, however, you wanted to invest all $100,000 into these 3 different companies, you put much more into that. You put $40,000 plus into Core Mining. Now, NVIDIA does have a higher score, but a lower margin of safety of just 45%. So we would put less into that company, no matter what allocation you look at. So in overall allocation, if you had to invest all $100,000 into these 3 different companies, you put $35,000 into NVIDIA, and you would put $22,389 into the dip allocation investment strategy. And finally, Excelixis has the highest score overall at 7.3, but they have the lowest base margin of safety at just 29%. So it would only get $24,687 if you invested all $100,000, and it would only get $20,000 based on the dip allocation investment strategy. So there we have it, folks. The stock market has returned 9.1% in the first half of 2026. However, if you had invested into these 8 different companies, you would have gotten either 15%, 39%, or 45.8% based on the Innerflame Finance stock picking methodology and valuation. Again, this is not stock advice. This is not investing advice. We are not financial advisors. Always do your own research and due diligence. But we just wanted to demonstrate here that picks and predictions that we made back in early of this year, they're not doing too shabby. There is something to the methodology that we use to not just buy quality companies, but to ignore the companies that may see weakness in the coming weeks, months, and quarters ahead. So again, if you got anything out of this video, please consider liking, please consider subscribing to the channel so you never miss a video. We appreciate having you here. Tell your friends and tell your family and tell your mother-in-law all about Innerflame Finance. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.